Hey guys, Jonathan Jones, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I decided to do another video on carving a pumpkin. So I would probably say this is probably video number 2 on carving a pumpkin because I did one last year and I just heard that it was so big and cool that I did one. So I thought, why not do another one for next year for Halloween? So I thought, that sounds actually a cool idea. So I've been asking people and what they've been saying how I should carve it this year. Some people said I should carve it where this is on where the stem is on top. I know some people said I should have the carve it where I'm using the stem as a nose or something like that. I'm just gonna carve my pumpkin like how I want to. I'm gonna carve it probably like this. Yeah, I'm gonna carve it like this. You always want the flat side, on the bottom, of course, so that when you're carving it, stays still. But before we get in that, set that out to the side there. You always want to make sure you have something underneath, like newspaper, bags, anything. I'm using a plain old women's bag, not sponsored by the way, but I'm just using a plain old women's bag here, and to have something for the guts and stuff. And then I'm putting my pumpkin right on top. And you always want the best side showing. So the other side kind of looks bad. You're going to see it a little bit later. It kind of looks bad. And you always want the flat side on the bottom. So that's good. And you always want to make sure your pumpkin is either warm, but not too warm, or room temperature. Room temperature is the best way to get it. So if it was outside or anything like that, depending on the cold and everything, you might want to wait a day to warm it up. So I waited yesterday to warm this up. So I mentioned that in my other video before this one, and not connected or anything, just another video I did, talking about how I have a pumpkin waiting to be warmed up. So I waited for this to warm up for a whole day so it's ready, because if it's not warm, at least room temperature, when you're trying to carve into it, you are going to have a hard time trying to carve into it because it's going to be all frozen and it won't work and your pictures won't turn out great. Some people like the carve theirs, some people like the paint theirs. If you're looking for a cheap and easy way to go, well, I guess I should say this. If you're looking for an easy way to go, carving. Carving is always the easiest way to go. The reason for that is you're going to have to carve it. Right now, I'm just using a regular, I have a knife block here for all my knives. And I'm just going to use not all these knives, but I'm going to use one of these knives to carve them. Got small ones in the front, big ones. Usually you're going to need a big one and a small one depending on your creation. But I just grabbed the whole knife block to make it easy. But yeah, so like what I'm saying here is that an easy way to go, depending on what you have, knives I always say are easier because you just have to, cut out what you want and then scoop it out pretty easy. Well, depending on people. But some people say painting's easier. If you have the kit to paint it or whatever, then painting is probably easier because you don't have to dig it all out, so you're just painting it if you already have the kit. If you don't, carving is actually definitely an easier way to go. It all depends on the people, I guess. Carving, the only reason I say it might be hard is when you gotta, carve it out and it's, trying to get the stuff out. That could be a little hard, but besides that, carving is probably the easiest way to, well, not, like I said, it all depends on the person, because I always like to say easiest way to go, because then you always just have to carve it, and everyone usually have knives at their house to carve it. But yeah, I just thought, why not do this? I'm going to use this side because I think this side looks a lot cooler. So yeah, but like I said, it all depends on what you guys want to do for Halloween. If you have any Halloween creations that you do with your pumpkin, please put in the comments below what your creation is, and then send a picture with it. But yeah. So let's get right into the video on me carving this. So like I said, I'm going to use this side. And first thing I'm probably going to do is I'm going to use this knife right here. This one right here. This one right here. Reason for it is, well, of course it's sharp, so don't touch, that part. But it's easier because it's more narrow to go right through it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And you want to be a certain amount away. And remember to, if you're young, have adult supervision while carving a pumpkin, all right? The reason for that is you don't want to get cut with this. This is actually still hard as I'm speaking, as I'm cutting this. It's still pretty hard. It's also been a while since I carved a pumpkin. But you always want to cut out the top right here, this top part first. And you want to be careful not to cut yourself because you want to have fun, but you don't want to be cutting yourself, while you're trying to have fun with carving a pumpkin, So just going to be easy, nice and slow. You don't want to go too fast because you don't go too fast, you're going to make a mistake. And I'm probably just going to do a simple old jack-o'-lantern. You don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to go like over excessive on it because you what I mean by that is go too far down because you want to be able to, have your face. My face is this way, so I'm not worried about it too much on how far I go this way, but you want to make sure you can enjoy your pumpkin with people, and you want people to know what you're looking at too. You know that, right? You don't want to be like, oh, well, what is that? You know what I mean? So you gotta be, careful like that. I just went a little too far again, but just gotta be careful. I should have probably grabbed another bag, which I'm going to go do, because what I just forgot is I'm gonna need a spot to put, guts and stuff. So let's see if it's loose now. Still in there pretty tight. But yes, it's all, and make sure when you're carving a pumpkin, you have time to do it. Because if you don't have time to do it, you'll be rushing. I just went off the line there. So always have time, always make sure you have time to carve a pumpkin when you're doing this. Because if not, it's not coming out yet. You don't have time to carve a pumpkin, you'll be rushing, and you won't enjoy it. And you want to enjoy while you're carving pumpkins. I always enjoyed them, carving a pumpkin as a kid. I'm still enjoying it now, of course. Doing a video of it, I wouldn't be doing a video if I didn't enjoy doing it. I wouldn't have and you don't have to carve a pumpkin per se. You can always have pumpkins just sit out and be a pumpkin. I know that's another easy way. So if you don't have time to carve it, and you don't have money to paint it, you can always, there we go. And we'll get another bag here for 1 sec, so wait right there. And you don't need to go out and buy something either. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna straighten this up. You don't need to go out there and buy something either to put your guts on. You can just throw your guts on, like I said, on a regular women's bag. Now I can see there's a creation right there. That's when I was doing my 3-marker challenge in one of my videos. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But yeah. So you don't have to go out and buy something to throw your guts on. I just throw them on old women's bags, by the way, not sponsored. I said that before, just to let you know. But like I said, you don't need to go out and buy something. Just throw your guts on something normal. I say guts because it sounds cool, but like I said, always enjoy. If you enjoy carving a pumpkin, I say keep going. Who cares if you're let's say for example, if you're 95, you're carving a pumpkin. Who cares? You gotta enjoy it. It's fun. Who cares what people think, right? You just enjoy carving a pumpkin. But I just stabbed my pumpkin's roof. I just stabbed my pumpkin's roof. There we go. So hopefully it fits back in there. Oh, look at that. Fits right back in there. Great. I'm going to put that right off to the side right there. But here's the top. Always put that right off the side. And you always want it to fit back in there because by doing so, I totally did not think this through, but by doing so, you want to be able to have it back on top. Some people put candles in them. If you want to put candles in here, that's a really cool idea. I just realized I'm going to need a spoon, and I didn't think this through for some reason. So I'm going to go get a spoon, which is right over here. Should have done this in the kitchen, and not the dining room. Yeah, you're going to need a spoon. I forgot to tell you. You are also going to need a spoon, and I realized I should have done this in the kitchen and not the dining room, but who cares? We're carving a pumpkin, right? We always carve a pumpkin, and we're gonna get messy here with my hands. Who cares? You always carve a pumpkin, right? But scoop out all those insides. I know some people like to toasters. That's a really cool idea. We do too. So I'm gonna put these off to the side, and or some if you don't like toasting your pumpkin seeds, you don't have to, of course. But just go on out and throw the seeds away, I guess, you know, or I don't know, give them to family members. Who knows what you do with your seeds, right? I always like toasting them because I always thought those were cool and they always taste good. Toasted pumpkin seeds. So, but they're a lot. That's a lot of work. I'm not gonna do a video about toasting pumpkin seeds. I'm just gonna explain in this video. Clean the seeds off, put them in the oven for a certain amount of time. At least that's how we did it, and let them, you know, crisp up and toast. And there you go. You got toasted pumpkin seeds. You know, simple as that. You know, something not too hard. You know, I'm gonna toast, of course, mine, but off camera. I don't. No, I can't waste, you know, time doing a video about that. I bet there's plenty of videos out there about that. But I just dropped a seed. Who cares? I'm gonna get into it later. But get the pumpkin out. Of course, you gotta take everything that's out. I think I'm gonna need a knife for this. I'm trying to decide. I want not that big of a knife. Maybe probably a bread knife. We'll try a bread knife here. Just trying to. Don't want to cut through your pumpkin either. Remember that. Don't ever want to cut through your pumpkin, because that will ruin the creation that you have. There, a knife is really getting in there and getting the job done. Because what I gotta try to do is cut all that out and then dig it out. You gotta cut all of it out. You gotta want to make sure it's as clean as it can be. A real clean pumpkin. Picture you trying to have the cleanest pumpkin in the neighborhood. And actually, the cleanest pumpkin in the neighborhood, everyone loves. At least because they always turn out to be the coolest pumpkins too. You don't want to cut too much on your sides. And I just did that again on accident, because cutting too much on your sides can wreck your pumpkin. So you gotta be very careful on how you did this, like how you cut it and stuff. And I know last year when I was doing this, because last year was my first year doing this, that I didn't, you know, I explained a lot of it before I did it. So there's a lot of dragging parts. But this year I'm kind of explaining it as I'm doing it. So while you guys are here, you don't have to sit in silence while I do this. Because I'm not a technology person as much as most people are. Like, I'm not a technology freak, but I'm also not very smart at technology. And I should be at the age I'm at. And with the generation I'm in, I should be very smart at technology, but I'm not. So I don't know how to, like, because some people have ads and stuff on their videos. I don't have those because, first of all, I don't know how to do it. And then second of all, I don't know how to add music. And the last time I did, I screwed up the video so badly that I haven't even had a chance to do it. I should probably look into that, which I know I always say I do, and I never get around to it. And then another thing is that I promised you guys a live video, and I haven't had a chance to do that because of can't get it to work. It should have been easy as uploading a video just live, but it didn't want to do that. It didn't want to do that at all. It just all of a sudden just, you know, stopped for some reason. I don't know how to really describe that. So, and some people like to carve theirs, and then dig it out. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna carve it, like, of course, the top, dig most of it out, and probably dig more of it out when I get, like, when I'm doing the eyes and mouth and stuff. And I don't know if I'm gonna do like a really cool mouth or what. I'll try to do probably a circle mouth. Like I said, some people have really good art skills, unlike me. I suck at artist things, so, you know, you can't really draw if you've seen in my 3-marker challenge. And it's always best to carve a pumpkin when you're standing up. The reason for that is then you know, like, you know your control of the knife, because when you're sitting down, you're trying to dig, look up, you're always gonna be standing when you carve a pumpkin. Some people, like I said, some people are tall enough they can do it while they're staying down. I'm tall, but I always prefer to stand up and carve a pumpkin. And I know I said in my last videos I was so excited to get back to doing YouTubing again because I had to shut down due to the COVID. and I what's the word I'm looking for? I couldn't film a lot of shows that had filming. Like The Walking Dead, I don't even know when they're coming out on Netflix because they had to take a brief moment due to COVID. And Judge Judy had a shut down for a little due to COVID. Wheel of Fortune had a shut down due to COVID. But you know, and I know this video is coming out late because we already passed Halloween. We're gonna be in November. I'm releasing all these in November. I finally got a permission granted to come back to filming and release these in November. Like, I'm filming these in October and I'm filming all this stuff in different months. I'm just releasing them in November because that's what I'm allowed to. And that's a good time to release them because, tell you the truth, if you know my YouTube channels, I never, ever, ever film in November. I've done it. I might have done it, but I don't because for the last 2 weeks of November, I don't film ever because I'm deer hunting actually. And if you know me, you know I'm a big deer hunter fan. I love deer hunting. I really enjoy deer hunting. And I know there's probably some other people out there that also enjoy deer hunting just as much as I do. So, trying to get all this cleaned up and out. Like I said, you really want to get this as clean as possible. I might have to carve more. And while I'm going to do that, before I do that, you always want to picture how big do you want your eyes? How big do you want this? How big do you want that? And the thing is to that, they're all great answers on how big you want it. The answer is you can have any size eyes you want or mouth or nose you want. The trick to that is you have to decide on, where is it? Not this one, it's this one, isn't it? How big do you want the knife? If you want the eyes to be really small, you carve with a small knife. If you want the eyes to be really big, you carve with a big knife. It all has to do on how big your knife is. Bigger the knife is, bigger the stuff. You can't use a big knife and have small eyes. It just doesn't work. I'm probably got medium set eyes, so I'm probably going to have to use one of these knives, to tell you the truth, to carve this pumpkin. And to tell you the truth and stuff. So, to tell you the truth, we're going to have to find a way to do this, yes. To say, I guess. And stuff. So I think I got at least the majority of this cleaned out. I got a couple seeds in there. Trying to get them out. Really stubborn. They're stubborn seeds. But when I get all this cleaned out, I'm gonna put it around the porch and surprise my mom. She doesn't even know I was carving a pumpkin this year. She said we can just put them on the porch. I said, when are we gonna carve a pumpkin? And she's like, we just put them on the porch just the way they are. Or get paint. My dad said get edible paint just in case the deer eat them. Because we have deer by us. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just carve it. I got time. Why not just carve it? So, gonna carve. Now this is the tricky part. But I'm gonna carve a pumpkin because I like carving pumpkins. Okay. So now you got this part. You pick it up by the stem if you have a stem. And you hold it like this because you have the stem. You want this part. You want the square part right here. You can see it. You want that because that's what's going to fit back in here. But all this stuff right here, you don't need. So you can either rip it off or you can cut it off. And I'm going to try cutting most of that off. I'm using a very sharp knife here, so be careful. Like I said, if you are really young, always ask adults for help when you are carving a pumpkin. Unlike me, I'm older, so it doesn't matter. I cut myself. If I don't, because that won't be good. I'm just trying to get all this stuff out. All right, that's probably better. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna fit now all of a sudden. And now you gotta figure out how does it go back in here. And look at that, it still fits. That's great. That's really good. And that's pretty much cleaned off. You can see. And I did the tester in here to see if it fits, to make sure it will hold, and it does, which is good. Now, we're on to the eyes and mouth. And now I'm going to need a chair for this, so I'm going to pull a chair up. Because when you're doing the face and stuff, you want to be like kind of right with it. So I got my chair right here and stuff, and now I'm going to see that I'm at your level. But when you're carving a pumpkin, you want to like be able to see the face kind of right in front of you, so you know what you want and everything. I want a smaller face, so I'm gonna grab one of these sharper knives. And I think I'm going to do triangle eyes. I don't know what it is, but I like to do traditional pumpkins, and they always have triangle eyes. So, and when you start carving, you gotta make sure that's exactly what you want, because there's no turning back on the eyes. And actually, there is a secret I'm going to tell you about carving with a smaller knife. You can choose to make them small, and then you can get bigger because you just got to extend it. But with a big knife, it's a big knife. You can't really do that. Alright, so let's go right here at the eyes. Ooh, that got a little low. Let's try to bring that up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully this works. And another thing about carving a pumpkin, which I just realized I don't know, is that you get to have fun poking things, like poking out the eyes and stuff. You want to make sure the knife did not go all the way through on this. Yeah, hopefully it did that time. That time it went through. Good. So just don't want to go too far through. But you gotta go far enough through. No. Ooh, I got lucky. That went a little too far. We got lucky though. This eye is gonna get. And you gotta be careful on how fast you go through it too. Okay, now I think I got the eye done. About that eye. There we go. And there you go. You have a little triangle eye. Put that with the guts. You want to dig a hole so people see it. You see some guts, and sometimes when you get guts, you can rip them out. And I just dropped a seed on the floor. I get that. Put that before our cat gets into it. If I can pick it up. There we go. Alright. And then you want to go over a little bit. Depending on how far you want to go over, it's always up to you. And you want another triangle eye. And you don't have to have another triangle eye. You can have whatever eye you want. I'm just choosing a triangle eye. I'm just choosing a triangle eye because that's what I want. But like I said, you can have any kind of triangle eye you want. You want to make sure you're going through, or this won't work. And sometimes you have to go lower than you thought. This is actually pretty far low. This is going to be one big eye, I'll tell you that. This is not going to be a good eye. This is going to be a really huge eye. It's going to be a really huge eye. Alright, let's see here. That slips out. You got to be careful that doesn't slip out of your hand when you're carving. Let's see what the problem is. So, alright, let's see here. Gotta make sure go all the way through. And I'm trying to look through the other eye I already made to figure out what the problem is. Let me see if I can dig this eye out. Had a hard time digging the eye out. Eye did not want to come out for some reason. Oh, there we go. And this eye is pretty sure is bigger than the other eye. But hey, pumpkins are weird. So here is the other eye to the pumpkin I just carved out. Like I said, I'm going to clean that out nice and good. No, shave the eye a little more. Good. Now I got two eyes, and you're going to see all this when I'm done with it. You're going to see the whole face. Right now, while I show you bits and parts of it when I show you the whole thing together. So you remember when it was just a plain pumpkin. If you don't, go back to the beginning of this video. You'll totally see it. So now I'm going to try to carve this part of the pumpkin. I'm going to do a triangle nose. I don't want to go too far down now with it, because I still got to get a mouth in, which I should probably run next. But it is okay, because we can work with it. No, the mouth is just gonna have to be really, really. Ooh, just stabbed my pumpkin. I just stabbed my pumpkin. It's gonna be really, really down there. My mouth is. All right. Let's see here. I know a lot of people are having different opinions on Halloween, like what they're doing for Halloween due to the COVID. I know Howard is shut down. Somewhere up in Armstrong is also shut down. There was a guy in Howard Center having a peaceful protesting. So I don't know who that guy is, but he's Daniel Candy if you want to go. Plasky, from where I'm from, Wisconsin, they're doing Halloween. They're doing trick-or-treating. I'm handing out candy, so if you come to my house, there will be candy. A lot of good candy. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I have, but like I said, I'll also be doing a Halloween taste testing challenge again. I think this would be my 3rd year doing a Halloween. I can't remember if it's my 3rd or 4th. I do so many taste testing challenge with so many different types of candy for different holidays. So, to tell you the truth, I have no idea what kind of candy it is. And it's always different every year, because the candy is always, sometimes it changes as your taste buds change, as I change, and get older. Pumpkin nose is a little more wider than narrow-ish thing. I don't know. Seems all like narrow. And now I got a piece stuck right here. So yeah, now we are on to the mouth of our pumpkin. So I got my knife. I'm gonna carve the mouth out. Now this is gonna be a little bit tricky, only because the mouth is gonna be really low for everything to work. So I'm gonna actually stand up and carve this carefully because, it's gonna be rolling now. See, and there's the square part of it. This is the square part, but it's gonna be rolling, so I gotta be really careful with this. So right here, I guess, I want the mouth. No, I'm just gonna start carving and go for it. No, I'm gonna need the mouth to be really big. And to speed the process, I'm gonna grab my giant knife here. Who knows, maybe these will work together. The small and the giant to get what I need. Not sure if okay, I'm finally made it through. I'm through now. Let's try doing this again. And you have to get through for it to work. I'm trying to do the best I can with the mouth. Ooh, this actually turned out pretty good so far, but now I just jinxed myself because I said that. So, trying to get this to work. I'm hanging on to the eye as I do this. I shouldn't really be doing that. But it is what it is. So hopefully I have far enough I can just push it out. So it won't come out yet. It's still in there. Learn the way. There we go. Pry it out. That's what I was trying to do. Pry it out. Let's see if we can get the mouth to officially come out now. So, let's see here. You know that I'm getting to the part where I'm not talking and kind of just trying to be really safe and focus on carefully doing my pumpkin here, which I just realized there's a lot more cuts in here than I thought when I was doing this. That was for the mouth though. We're almost to the end of this, folks. We're almost to the end of this video, if you care. Almost to the end of carving a pumpkin. Almost to the end, like I said. So after you have the mouth, eyes, and nose done, and you have all the guts digged out, which I mostly do, you're gonna want to kind of somewhat put it back together somewhat. Not really, I guess, in a way. So let me look at this pumpkin real quick. All right, so I got the eyes. How's the nose look? How's the mouth look? Everything looks great except for the nose real quick. Yeah. Alright, eye, nose, and mouth. And I like the guts that kind of like show out through the mouth because it makes it look like it has teeth or ate something. So now, I'm going to move on to the final step. Putting it all back together. So now, I'm going to put the top back on. You gotta figure out how it goes back on. It's like a puzzle. Jigsaw puzzle here. You like puzzles and you're good. Boom! Look at that. Doesn't even look like it. If it wasn't for the cuts that I made right here, you wouldn't even see it that it's cut out. And in the end, you saw a regular pumpkin, so if you want to know what it looks like before I show it, give you a few minutes to go pause and go look at the video quick. Okay, now that if you know, remember what the front of it looks like when it was plain, now that you saw it, now that I give you the few minutes, here's what it looks like now, my masterpiece of a pumpkin. Ta-da! And I'm going to name him Jack-o'-lantern. I know, pretty plain, dumb, boring, but this thing is now a Jack-o'-lantern pumpkin! He's coming for you in your sleep, though. But yeah, I put the top back on, it looks really cool at the top, it always does. And sometimes people won't have the top and won't look as cool. Sometimes you put like a candle in there and light it up like that. Sometimes there's no top, so it just has light. And it's always cool to have the top because when it doesn't have the top, it doesn't look as cool. And you can see the stuff. And when you do have the top, it looks really cool, which I do in this case. Last year, I believe I did. And then I did a carving of something else, and I did not. But yes, I finally carved my pumpkin. It looks fantastic, great, and really cool. I'm going to go put them out so everyone can see them. I have another pumpkin right down here. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. 1 second. Right here. We picked this one out because it was flat. But it's so flat that it's so hard to carve that I couldn't carve it. So we're not going to carve it. This one's just for looks. So look at it. Pretty cool. Yes, I know. I'm going to put it away real quick. So in the end, I just put that pumpkin down over there. In the end, it looked really cool. The pumpkin carving turned out really great, really cool and normal. And yeah, so I think this is pretty much the end of this video. Like, subscribe, share this with friends and family. Like I said, if you did a pumpkin carving, take a picture of it, put some words with it, or just a picture, or just some words, try to describe it if you don't have pictures. And put them in the comments below. I'd love to see what you have and everything. And you know, this is pretty much the end of this video. I like the whole thing. Alright, I guess this is it. Alright. Hope you guys see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.